You've had a lot of different love stories, but trust me, you've never had anything like this one. This man married and lives with 3 wives in one house. Well, that's not a big deal, but this man fooled or deceived the 3 wives. He told the second wife that he was single and brought her here, and then went ahead and told the third one that he's a single father and parted ways with the wife, and also brought her here. Interestingly, they all live a happy life, sharing all activities and working together for the big family. This is their story. Pascal was born in 1983, and 10 years ago, he felt like he was old enough to get married. To his parents, that was a proud moment, and they supported the son who got married to his first wife, Faida. As any man, he went far from home so as to work for his family. But as it is said, the grass is not always greener to the other side. It did not work out for him, and he returned to this village. He later met another girl, loved her and made her the second wife, hence bringing her here. But the father was more concerned and asked why bring in another wife, but he replied it's his choice. He kept looking for job opportunities as he knew that he had to work twice than a man who has 1 wife. But he says that luck was not always on his side. He instead met another girl, also proposed her. And that is his story on how he ended up bringing 3 women. They all live together in one house. The first wife has 5 children, the second has 4, and the third has 3, making it one of the biggest family in this region with 12 children, 3 wives and 1 father, making them 16 family members and counting. The firstborn in this family has 10 years, whereas the lastborn has 3 months. Now for them to survive and raise all these children, most of the times they depend on agriculture. They all have to wake up, pick up the hoes and then go straight to the field. They even do part-time jobs in cultivating for different people who pays them a minimum wage. But that's better than spending a day seated home. They have learned how to cooperate and live together and treat each other as sisters to each other without jealousy or competition. They even cooperate in each and everything, but they have their own different story where they said that the husband tricked them and they were left with no any other option except loving one another and remaining here. Faida is the first wife and the one who produced many children, 5 in total. She says that after only 6 months, the husband was on his way bringing in the second wife. Though she loves her husband and has no problem with any wife here, she can't hide the fact that they're not living a good life in general. I lived with my husband and after only 6 months, he brought in a second wife out of the blue. We had not talked about it and I never thought I would share my husband with others. Can you imagine? He brought in a woman who was even pregnant. And I'm a human being and I would not chase anyone who had nowhere else to go. As if that was not enough, after a year, he went on and brought in another one, who is now the third, and we all live in one single house. The house is not even for him but for the father-in-law. She jokes that her first day was so bizarre that when they came here, the house was closed, that they broke the door and went in as if they were thieves. And when the father-in-law came, he found them inside and had no any other way of chasing them out. Faida produced 7 children in total, but 2 died and she remains with only 5. She loves the man despite all what he did and says she would never abandon his husband, as many people keep telling her, but she would never leave her children away since she's a caring and a loving mother who values being there for her children. I have a great relationship with my co-wives and I have always shown them love and we don't have any problem with each other. Nzigire is the second wife. She met the man, approached her and they dated for some days, and she asked the man if he was single and he replied yes. They then fell in love. He would visit her more often and made her pregnant. And after, he told Nzigire to come to his home. It was clear she wanted to be his wife, but never knew that Pascal had another wife. And upon coming here, she was surprised. When I arrived, I wondered what was going to happen since I was pregnant. 1, I would not go back home. And 2, it was difficult for me to believe what I was saying, having trusted the man I slept with. I ran out of options and staying was the only one left. The first wife gave me a warm welcome and told me to have a big and a strong heart because this is not an easy journey and I'm now used to being here. She gave birth to her firstborn, and when she was about to produce the second, her and the first wife saw the man bringing in another woman. Since that is the way she was brought here, she was not surprised, but had to also welcome the newest wife in this big family, and the 3 women since then have been living a peaceful life together. She has spent 9 years here and produced 4 children with the man. She adds that the husband sometimes disappears, goes and spends time somewhere and returns later. Giselle is the third, or else the youngest of them. Her story is somewhat similar to that of Nzigire, but slightly different. But for her, the man told her that he has a wife, but they broke up. Pascal rented a house where they lived for 3 months until when the man failed to pay rent and they were kicked out of the house, and that's when she was brought here. Upon reaching here, I wondered whether living here with these 2 women would be possible, and they have been so supportive, even more caring than our husband. I have 3 children. My firstborn has 5 years, making the total of all our children 12. I thank the first wife for being an extraordinary human being, for the way she reacted when seeing us was beyond what an ordinary woman would do. For sure, she has a golden heart. He's the father to Pascal and says that he produced 10 children in total, but from 1 wife, unlike what his son did, and 7 are the ones who are still alive. He says he was also surprised seeing his son bring in more wives, yet life here in general isn't good, but adds that since these women have remained here, it shows they also love him and they're willing to remain here forever. We wish them all the best. This is a story by Jansi Shabamba. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.